Salutations, friends! Welcome back to my channel. Happy National Fragrance Day. Celebrating fragrance today all over, although most of us celebrate it year-round. Today's video, I was going to go one of two ways. I was initially going to share fragrances that I don't think I could ever live without in my collection. I'm still going to do that video, but I really thought that I should do something a little bit more personal, a little bit more emotional, and a little bit more special for today, because a lot of us on Instagram and online and have been sharing our scent memories. I've been sharing a lot of them on my Instagram, but I wanted to share with you the 3 fragrances that invoke the biggest response for me mentally. Like, I can think about these and start crying. There might be tears in this video, and I'm warning you, I'm an ugly crier. But I wanted to share with you guys the 3 fragrances that just remind me of the people, some of the people I love the most. So if you'd like to know the stories behind some of my very strong scent memories, then keep watching. The first one I'm going to touch on, I've talked about this multiple times, and I even did its own fragrance story when I was talking about my husband and my Francis Kurkdjian collection, so I'll link those videos below. But this is the one I'm wearing today, and it just reminds me of my husband and just our relationship. This is the fragrance that I wore on my wedding day. This is the fragrance that took me over 2 months to decide what I wanted to wear. Every time I wear this, I just feel really happy, and I needed a happy jolt this morning. Happy and excited, and you know, it just cements our relationship for me, because it was a long road getting to where we was. There was a lot of tears. There was a lot of fighting, and I don't mean fighting like arguing, just like fighting in a relationship. Like, even if everything's going good, you constantly have to work for a relationship, and you're fighting through the odds and expectations, and it's really, really hard. And after we got married, it's been great. I mean, it's always been great, but we had some pretty horrible things happen and some amazing things too. So this fragrance just reminds me of all the good times and picks me up and just makes me very happy. So this is a fragrance scent memory that just in general just brightens me up and makes me happy and just makes me love my husband. Oh, this doesn't make me love my husband, just reminds me how much I love my husband, how much I love my family, my side of the family, his side of the family. It's just overall, it's just a very positive experience every time I wear this perfume. So that's my first scent memory. My second is, and I've talked about this one again before too, it's Jessica McClintock. And this is Jessica McClintock by Jessica McClintock. This is a very classic white floral. I think everyone in their life has experienced it at some point. It's a very inexpensive fragrance, but I definitely recommend people checking it out, especially if you like white floral and jasmine fragrances. Growing up, my father, whenever my mom needed a gift, we would all go and pick her out something, and it was always like a box. She used to love these Harmony Kingdom boxes, which are these really intricately designed decorative boxes with animals. Like, there was tons of fish, and you know, like Noah's Ark and toads, and just she had dozens of them. But the other thing we like to get her is we'd like to get her something a little bit more beauty-like perfume or earrings. And the perfume we'd always buy her, at least I remember always buying her, was Jessica McClintock. I don't know if she just got rid of all the bottles of perfume she got, or maybe in my young mind, maybe we only got it for her once or twice, and I just thought we kept buying it for her over and over and over. But this fragrance, just every time I see the bottle, every time I smell it, I'm just reminded of my mom, and I love my mother so much. She's very strong, she's very compassionate, she's very, I don't want to say unforgiving, she's a very forgiving woman. She was a very, not strict, but stern, but in a good way, like a child rearing, not letting you get away with things, like raising you to be a strong individual. Like, she didn't put up with any sass, let's just put it that way, which I think a lot of times is a positive thing. When you're younger, especially when you're a teenager, you don't like that. So I'm looking at the stern unhappiness, but like as I'm an adult now, I can see the life lessons I learned from her rearing me that way, and I love her very much. And we have a great relationship. I see her all the time, and I love my family. But this fragrance reminds me of my mother so much, and it just makes me very happy. So I bought this bottle specifically because of that. I wear it sometimes. I don't wear it too much. This is to me more of kind of like an autumn fragrance, just the way it wears on my skin, and maybe a little bit in spring if it's a little bit cooler. But I do really enjoy this fragrance a lot, and every time I wear it, I'm reminded of my mom, who I love very much. Right, this next one's where I'm probably going to get weepy. And I'm apologizing now because I tend to get weepy whenever I think about any of my grandparents. Any of them. I'm already like getting like teary-eyed. The scent memory is not mine. I talked about this a little bit on my Instagram, and I was bawling ugly crying when I was writing it. This scent memory isn't my own, although it is one that I wish that I had. And it's, my mom and I were talking a few months ago, and she was telling me about how my mother, or my grandmother on her mom, always wore Shalimar. It was her signature fragrance. And if you guys don't know, and I'm not going to get too much into it, my mom is one of the strongest people I know. I was the first child on both sides. I'm the oldest cousin. My mom was very close to her mother and her father. You know, I love my grandfather very much. All my grandparents, you know. I didn't really have a relationship with most of them other than my grandfather on my mother's side. When my mom was pregnant, she found out, and I think I could be incorrect on how the timeline goes, she found out that my grandmother had ovarian cancer. And she watched and took care of my grandmother in the hospital. And when I was born, I was 6 months old, she was spending a lot of her time in the hospital, watching her mom just suffer. And it's very sad. It's really sad. First and foremost, for my mom. Because I love my mom, and she's put up with so much when it comes to the health of family members, taking care of them, being there, being the strength that they need. And the other thing that breaks my heart is the fact that I never got to know my grandmother. Like, ever. And I feel robbed. And I feel robbed from my sister, too. So my mom told me a story that after she died, she would go into her closet and just smell her clothes, just to smell her perfume. And that just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart for my grandfather. It breaks my heart for my mom, and for me and my sister, and also for my cousins and my aunts and uncle. I wish I could have experienced. I wish I could have just hugged her once and smelled her perfume. And this sounds so weird, but this is what I mean by scent memories. When I smell some of these perfumes, I mean, to me, perfume is a passion of mine. I really love it, you guys. But there are memories associated with scents. Some people it's baked bread, some people it's the smell of pipe tobacco. Scents invoke memories, fond and negative. And I have some of the most fondest memories with my family, with my husband, with my friends. The perfume we used to wear when I was in high school, and I used to wear the stupid gummy pear perfume, and my best friend at the time would wear cotton candy. Every time I smell cotton candy, I think of her, and she was so awesome, you know? And I know I'm not the only one. I know pretty much everybody out there, which is why scent memories is such a thing, and which is why I was kind of unsure if I wanted to do this video or not. It reminds us of some of the happiest times and some of the sad times. It reminds us, it gives us confidence, it makes us feel empowered, it makes us feel beautiful, it can change our mood, it can help us express our personality. I mean, there's something beautiful about just smells, not just perfumes. Smells. Like Christmas always smelled like turkey and pies and my mom yelling at everybody because the house wasn't clean enough, although that's not a smell. You know, like everyone has a specific way that they smell. Maybe you went to somebody's house and you had so much fun there. Maybe their mom was a smoker or their dad was a smoker, and so their house smelled like cigarettes, but you loved going to their house, so you smell cigarettes and you might not like the smell, but you just remember all the fun you had as a kid going over to that person's house. I mean, like, that's kind of like what I'm talking about scent memories, is I'm talking about just memories bringing back happy things, sad things, just scents, just invoking that. And I think I'm going off on a tangent, so I'm probably gonna end this video here. But with these 3 fragrances, these ones to me elicit the highest out of fragrances, out of perfumes, not out of scents, but I wanted to talk specifically about perfumes, the highest emotional response. Like, I'm crying. I'm probably gonna stop this video and be teary-eyed throughout all of editing. I actually put on very specific waterproof eye makeup because I knew I was gonna cry. I know, thinking about this fragrance and how robbed I feel and how sad my mom was and how sad she still is. Like, it still breaks my heart. I didn't even know her and it breaks my heart, and I wish I just had that one moment. So that's for her. That's for her. And I wear this perfume because I love the way it smells. We'll be first and foremost, I love the way Shalimar smells. It's a gorgeous classic fragrance that smells beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful fragrances I've ever experienced without the scent memory. And that's kind of why I wish I could have experienced this beautiful fragrance on my amazing grandmother that I never got to meet. My sister never got to meet. And my mom, it was tough. She was raising a daughter, first kid, dealing with a lot, and my heart breaks for her. But she is so strong, and I have such an amazing family. So I have no complaints other than I feel robbed of some of my grandparents that passed when I was a baby. But in the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm crying now, but I'm happy, and I'm so happy I can share these experiences and these memories and this passion with you guys, because I know you guys get it. I know that you guys have a lot of the same memories, a lot of the same happy memories of fragrances you wore on dates or anniversaries or weddings, or fragrances that just make you feel excited and alive, or just bring forth an energy or an excitement, or fragrances that remind you of emotional times that, you know, just elicit a crazy response of tears or joy, who knows. And that's why I'm so happy I get to share these with you guys. And this video is going to be a little long, obviously this is the end of the video, but I wanted this video for National Fragrance Day to be something a little bit different than what I've normally done. So I wanted to share the 3 fragrances with you guys that elicit the biggest emotional response from me. And I thank you guys. I would also like to know if you guys have any fragrances like this. I love sharing my experiences with you guys and my fragrances, but I think what makes me really happy is seeing what you guys love. Really, truly, I love sharing and talking and communicating, and sometimes with YouTube, when you're talking at your phone stacked on boxes, it's a one-way street. So I really like this to be a conversation. So I would love to know what fragrances bring out the biggest emotional response for you. It doesn't have to be sad thoughts, it could be happy thoughts, it can be confidence, it can be pride, it can be anything. I would love to know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you guys like my fragrance videos, remember to give this a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe, because it's free. And I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well, so I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy, and have a great day, month, year, whatever, and I will see you next time. Bye!